Hello, Search here from the backyard driving range. All right, I'm going to stay on talking about what I'm seeing in students in private lessons and especially at golf schools. And naturally, one of the biggest important things is your tools. I'd like to talk about one particular school we had in Tempe, Arizona. And in this one school, I had both extremes. I mean, really extremes of clubs too long and clubs too short. All right, and it happened in the same day. And ironically, or at least whatever, I didn't quite catch the short one, but I caught the long one. And what I mean by catching them is when I looked at the student in their address position, sometimes, and I'm dealing with a 7-iron when I'm doing my diagnosis and prescription sheet. And naturally, I've asked questions about them when as you know, when I do their backgrounds and their histories and stuff for my notes. It's obvious that one gentleman was really tall and the other one was average, a little shorter than me, not really a whole lot shorter, but I mean, we're talking about maybe, I'm guessing he's 5'5" or 5'6", okay? Now, here's the key. We were in Tempe. Stretch Condo was with me, and the reason why he's called Stretch is because he's pretty tall, and Stretch is 6'5" tall, and I have to look up to him quite a bit. And we had a gentleman at that school. I ended up nicknaming him Super Stretch. He was 6'11". I think there might be a picture somewhere on the site or maybe on the Facebook page. They took a picture of they had this gentleman and Super Stretch, and then Stretch was here, and then me. And I don't know if they put the title in. I recommend to say, guess who the midget is? And I mean, I look like a midget next to those two, especially against Super Stretch. And Super Stretch, when he was addressing the ball, and he had the 7-iron, he just looked like he was stretched to try to reach the club. And he's at the top of the golf club, but I'm going down so I can get you a look. He just looked like he was having trouble reaching the ball. So I saw that, and when I got done my evaluation and got him filmed, because I wanted to film him what he showed up with. I always like to make the film what you brought to the table that day, and the videos when I do the face on down the line. After that, as you all know, Dr. Griffin was over there fitting, and he was like 20 feet from us. So I just said, Doc, when you get a chance, could you measure Super Stretch here and just tell me what you think of his clubs? All right. Now on the other side of the coin, and it's ironic, Super Stretch was on the of the 4 students. He was on this side, like the outside spot here, and on the outside spot on the other end was another gentleman who was the one I'm talking about 5'6", I'm guessing, and he had a lot of trouble being able to no matter what I did, I had trouble getting him to be able to swing straight up and down into the ball with coming in and his arms going straight out to the down the aiming line into the forward catcher's mitt up the tree. He was always coming over, and he was so close to trying to make a good swing, and so but his clubs just didn't look that bad to me. Well, his clubs ended up being way too long, and I didn't catch that till late in the afternoon when I saw what was going on in the putting green and the chipping game. I mean, once he's starting to get down a little bit and choking up on the club, I could see a little bit better movement of his arms. And so at the end, before the day was over, I asked Doc to check him out, and Doc said that his clubs were way too long for him. And ironically, this gentleman said he had just been fit by and bought one of the major brands of clubs, and he was fit with those clubs, which is supposed to be standard, and their standard, I guess, was way long, was even longer than it should be, and the clubs, the lies were not even close. So what we got is 2 extremes here. We got the gentleman on the right with his clubs too long, and then we have the gentleman on the left side who's Super Stretch, where his clubs were too short. But Super Stretch was only too short, Doc decided, from the 7-iron down, which are the shortest clubs in your bag. And so Doc recommended that Super Stretch should get his wedges through the 7-iron a little bit longer. I think he said at one point maybe those had to be an inch longer. And once he got to about the 6-iron, They might be or maybe a half-inch longer for a couple clubs, but the rest of his bag would be about the same length. DJ has his clubs done the same way. DJ's 6'3", and normally in the past we've made, well, whatever standards we're using, he has the wedges through this 8-iron an inch over, then he goes 7.65, 3/4 of an inch, and then he does the 4, 3, and 2 iron. Well, he doesn't carry 2 anymore, but he goes to 4 and 3, a half inch, and then his hybrids and his fairway wood and his driver are about standard length. And DJ right now is swinging 44 inches. All right, and so the big question I want to ask all of you out there is, how many of you are a heck of a lot shorter than 6'3"? How many of you are a heck of a lot slower club speed than DJ does when he can get up to 125, and they have told you, and you are playing drivers that are 44. In fact, I almost never see a 44 anymore in the bag. They're 45, 45 and a half, 46, even 46 and a half, with golfers that are 5'5" and 5'6", telling you that a longer club hits the ball farther. A longer club can only hit the ball farther if you can swing it as fast, hit it as solid and straight. And so, if you can't do those three things, how can you hit the ball farther? And a bigger head and a longer shaft is going to be much more difficult to get that little sweet spot on the golf club back to the ball consistently. And if you don't hit it solid, it's going to be more difficult to hit it straight and get good launch angles and the correct path going off the ball, swinging down the path, and for the ball to start in the right place and stay there. So it's just making it too crazy. So again, golf clubs are tools. There are two tools involved in hitting a golf ball. There is this tool that you actually use to hit the ball, and this tool which swings the body, which swings the tool of the club. And this tool of the club needs to fit the body if you want to play optimum golf. And if you figure that you're trying your darndest and you got troubles hitting the ball consistently solid, consistently anywhere near consistent on the face, and hitting it with any kind of a path where one time you can hit it dead right and another time dead left, and you can toe it and you can heel it, I'd start looking at the fact that maybe your clubs are too long and the lie angles are really bad, and you need to get to a certified fitter. Because many cases now, there's no doubt in my mind, and I'm sure anybody that's been to a club fitting out there, any surgeons that have been to one, getting fitted clubs is like getting a new lease on life in terms of your golf life and your golf game. So get to a real certified fitter, because our certified fitters do not fit clubs according to the same standards and the same rules that all the big companies do. They got their rules, we got ours, but I think ours are based a lot more on the pure physics of how the club needs to be swung to hit the ball solidly and how your body can do that. And we fit the club to your body, not to just general standards, because we're each individual, and we need to have those, just like buying a good suit, buying a good pair of shoes, you need to have it fitted to you. All right, so let's look at our equipment. If you think you're doing pretty good swings, but you're just not getting the results, it's time to start looking at your clubs. Okay, that's it for the search for today, and I'll be talking with you all again soon.